Spencer, I was all ready to ask you about another frustrating afternoon, and then you popped up with that late finish. You must be a happy man now.
They're very happy. I think it was a cracking game in really difficult conditions. And yeah, I think you were right. I thought we were going to come in and going. We've had more than enough chances to at least draw the game, and I think a draw over probably would have been a fair result. We've had plenty of chances in both halves, and you know, slightly dubious penalty, and we've won down and facing defeat again. And I've just got to say, fantastic credit to us for obviously getting an equaliser and then going on and winning it. And I've said to the lads that the first 3 games that we lost, besides a 30-minute period in the first game, we've been very competitive, and we could have got the points against Weston, we could have got the points or something against St Albans, and today a draw was probably a fair result through both sides really attacking hard, teams having different periods of the game, and we've earned it from our first few weeks, because we didn't panic at 3 defeats. We didn't quite get the rub of the green, and we've had that today. And you know, it's a cliche that it does even itself out, and fantastic for my dressing room for the belief that if we stick at what we do, and you saw the spirit of them there at the end, and a fantastic result for us and a fantastic weekend, which, you know, just gets us going, doesn't it? It's you know, we said on Saturday before the Wealdstone games that this game that we play in the middle of the season, it can change around so quickly, and we've not been far away in the first 3 games. And if we have a really good weekend, we'll be slap bang in it, and we've had a fantastic weekend, and we'll move on obviously to a very, very difficult game next Saturday.
I think the word you used there was spirit, and that must please you more than anything. The fact that there were times where Basingstoke looked like they were getting second or third, that would have killed the game off, but you stuck at it, and you got your just rewards, and that must please you. The fact that you know.
I mean, the game literally swung both ways. I thought they had the first 15 minutes of the second half, although we had a great chance at the start of the second half, which Pages had deflected over. But after that, in the start of the second half, I thought they controlled 15 minutes, and there was certainly that 15-minute purple patch where they, as you say, they could have gone and got the second or third. But once we weathered that, it was all us. They were dropping deeper and deeper, but you just couldn't quite see it happening. And when their keepers pulled off a really fabulous save from Matt Ball, you just think again, it's not going to quite be your day. It is another, you know, Western Supermare where you look back and go, we've created a lot of chances. And yes, they were trying to hit us on the counter-attack, and I think in these conditions it was a fabulous, entertaining game. Maybe not for the management of both sides, but the spirit is phenomenal. You know, we keep harping on about what we're trying to achieve this season, and you know, it's hard when the lads lost the first 3, and we had to keep telling them that we're not far away. And it's a very tough league, and we're trying to achieve something which the bookies say we've got no chance. You know, we're the whipping boys. Well, we've just beaten a Basingstoke side that was second, won their last 3. We've beaten a side that was unbeaten on Saturday, and we beat them well. And we deserved the 3 points on Saturday, and we deserved at least a point today. And we've gone and pinched all 3, and that's fantastic for the spirit of the boys. And the dressing room, you saw the pride in it and the way they were applauding the supporters. You know, and I said to the fans before the season started that they will be very proud of this side. You know, it's not going to be easy at all, but they will be very proud of them, and they should be very proud today.
Right, for the first half, you didn't think it was a penalty, no?
No, I mean, to be fair, it could be, it couldn't be. He's come from behind him, so not massive complaints. I'm a long way away. It's iffy, isn't it? But what's disappointed me is that it was from us. You know, it was our cross into the box, and they've hit us on the counter-attack. And I warned our team that, you know, they're very, very good on the break, Basingstoke. They're very fit. They're quite a familiar side. They've been together longer than we have, and they've earned that penalty. And there wasn't much in the game. I said I think both teams created a lot of chances. We've hit the bar, they've hit the bar. And I said, besides the purple patch they had at the start of the second half, it was very even overall. And you know, I think a draw would have been probably very right for both teams. But of course, we haven't had much luck in the first couple of weeks of the season, and we've earned it today by, you know, once we got the equaliser, we're piling at them, and you know, we nearly nicked a third as well. I mean, Page's one has just literally clipped the post into the side netting for 3. So, you know, delighted with the 3, and you know, we'll move on.
Also, some people may say that the final 20 minutes, surge of the last 20 coincided with going forward at the back. Is that a nice option for you to have, the fact that you can change it and know you can get results by changing it?
But we're already working hard on different options. But we had 4 strikers on at the end of the game, and we were running a risk. There was no doubt. I took off Josh Webb, who had a good game again. But we literally had to get strikers on. It looked like, as you said, one of those days where for all the chances, we couldn't score, and the reality to it is we put 4 on and we went gung-ho for it, and you know, Basingstoke was sitting back trying to catch us on the counter-attack, and that's what happens, you know, when they're hanging on for 1-0 and trying, you know, exactly as we would do. And thankfully it worked. And I've also said to the dressing room, you know, fantastic that the bench has made such a difference, and we, you know, for such an inexperienced squad of players, whether that's at this level or financially, you know, fantastic squad attitude today. And as I said, you saw that at the end, and delighted that we put the pressure on them. But I don't think it's just because of the 4. Obviously we lost Darryl, so that made a change. But I thought Adam Bryce again's had another great game as he's come in, and you know, he's only going to get better as he gets back up to match fitness. He's not played much at work in pre-season, so you know, lots of positives and you know, but we won't get too carried away. We didn't panic at 3 defeats, and we're not going to get excited at 2 victories. We've said it's going to be a bit of an up and down season, and we are what we are. We're competitive, and you know, we're trying to impress the fans. And I think today you've seen us. We've tried to play some great football at times, and we've had to defend with our lives at times against a very good Basingstoke side. But I'm sure we'll be disappointed they've got nothing. But credit to us for the first few weeks of the season that we've managed to nick all 3.
I was going to ask you about signing of Adam Bryce. Pretty timely now, but he's a good young player, and he gives you an extra option defensively, doesn't he?
Well, obviously he's only been here a couple of days, but he's a big, strong boy, and you know, we keep saying that, particularly away from home, we need stronger players, and he's you know, was very keen to come. We're very grateful for Woking to facilitating the deal, and you know, he's here for next to nothing, and delighted with his start. Again, a great attitude, already very popular, and he's big and strong, and he can play central midfield holding, and he can play in the back 4. So, you know, very pleased that we can do that. But you know, we've got to keep moving forward. You know, we've got such a difficult game next week, and we do have some people missing again, which is going to make it even harder. But you know, we just take each game as it comes. Don't get too excited with victories, don't get too despondent with defeats, and you know, keep trying to entertain the fans, and hopefully they'll come back. Because as I said, it was a great game by 2 teams that were really going for it, and both teams at times played some great football on the pitch. So you know, fingers crossed that things will continue to improve.
Did Dalsaw's injury look as bad as it looked? Is it as bad as it looked?
A hamstring pull, so yeah, you know, it's normally a few weeks, but then you look at Pagey, who was a groin thigh that we weren't expecting him to be back, and I thought the first half on Saturday was fantastic, and today he's led the line and he was a constant threat. And you know, I'm really thrilled for him. I'm thrilled for him to get his goal, and again you saw his hunger at the end of the game and desire to win. And you know, we've got a team here that really want to wear those yellow and blue shirts, and as you said at the start, it's a very positive thing for me, and it gives us such a boost. And even though you realise that it's a very long season, we're in a couple of weeks in.
Also, talk about Saturday. I mean, that was the platform really for today. That was a really timely win for you, wasn't it? You know, away from home as well. That would have.
And that was a very comprehensive win. The scoreline totally flattered Wealdstone, in my opinion. We could and should have won that game by 3 or 4. We were fantastic. We set up well, and we were first to the ball, and we created a lot of chances. 2 fabulous goals, one from inside the box, and you know, a fabulous strike from Mac Ball for the second, which gave us some breathing space. But we were the better team, I think, almost throughout. They had a couple of 5-minute spells, but you expect that away from home, and against a side who hadn't lost yet in this division. So that really set the tone, and it showed to the players that they are good enough. We are good enough. You know, there's very tough tasks ahead when you play the particularly big budgeted sides. But a fantastic performance on Saturday, and you know, we made it difficult for 60 seconds at the end, which was disappointing, because a clean sheet would have been fantastic. But you know, we played very, very well on Saturday, and you know, it's quite nice that you read these things about we're the whipping boys and we're rubbish and this, that, and the other. Well, we're not that bad. We're competitive, and we're going about our business, and we'll continue to do that way, and continue to try and entertain our fans.
I say a week's a long time in football, but 48 hours have completely changed spirits here, isn't it?
And we said it, you know, as I said earlier, we said that in Wealdstone before the game. We said the game's coming thick and fast the first couple of weeks, and we could turn it around that quickly, and we've gone and done that. And said the players are very, very happy about that, and very pleased that we're getting there. We're still making mistakes, we're still learning, we're still getting used to each other. We've still got to keep doing the way I want us to play, and sometimes we don't do that and it causes us problems. But generally when you turn around on 3 defeats, you're going to Wealdstone who haven't lost, and then you've got Basingstoke who are absolutely flying, particularly away from home, and they're a great side, there's no question about it. I was very impressed with them. But it's fantastic that you can sit back, as we call it, 50 hours later and go, right, that's 6 points in the bag. And to be blunt, it wouldn't be beyond the joke for us to have had 12. We could have had 10 or 12 points, because we probably should have beaten Western. We were leading there, we made defensive errors and missed chances, and the same St Albans. And it's these little tiny bits, and today that tiny bit has gone in our favour and we've nicked all 3. So they do even themselves out, but we've had a steady start, and with what we're trying to achieve, I'm delighted with that. But off we now go to a massively budgeted side for the Football League players, and we're missing a few and everything else. But the spirit's fantastic, and for the fans here, today and Western and St Albans, we've given it a go. We're playing some football, we're creating a lot of chances, which is good, and we're making a few mistakes, so it's entertaining for the supporters, and overall, just delighted after a weekend. And you say football's a very quick turnaround game, and that's the nice thing. When you lose, you're desperate for the next game. When you win, you're sort of desperate for the next game. And we're all now looking forward to going to face Steve King's Whitehall next Saturday, which obviously is a very difficult match. So we'll look forward to it. And, we'll go and be positive and enjoy ourselves and see what happens.
Also, it's a nice little bit of Derby revenge for you. They turned you over twice last year, didn't they? And 2 very disappointing performances, but nice to get on.
I mean, the thing with them is, I remember one of my first games here was Pagey hit a wonder strike in the 93rd minute. I think it was Frank Gray's last game. And since then, they've had the absolute mark on us. I mean, they've battered us, to be fair. They outwork us, they outthink us. But today, I thought it was a very good game between 2 sides that went for it hammer and tongs, and ultimately a draw was probably the right result. But we're delighted that we've got that little bit of luck and that little bit of quality to win it at the end, and that we didn't get against Western or St Albans to even it up. So delighted to do it in front of our fans. As much as we were pleased on Saturday away from home and the travelling support was brilliant, it was really pleasing to do it today in front of our fans. We want to win in front of our fans. We want the fans to come and watch us, support us, and players there applauding the fans. We're very pleased to be able to put on a big win, as you say, in a local derby.
Come on, well done.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.